stone turf of the old cemetery. Somewhere beyond the orderly row of gravestones was a woman kneeling in the grass, flowers in her hands, her head bowed in prayer. It made me wonder what kind of story was behind the gravestone. Now I could see the name. Tilly. It just bore that one name. One date. Only one. 9 years ago. Tilly, by Frank E. Peretti. I thought the sounds would go away, and I would continue to sleep, oblivious to the world. But there was that sound again. It was children. I didn't have any little kids. None lived around here. It was part of the dream. But all I could see was that living, scrambling, frolicking sea of little kids. This had to be stopped. Kids! Hey, kids! What are you doing? I was trying to sleep. Did you come here from school or something? You. What's your name?
My name? Well, I guess I don't have a name.
You don't have a name? Well, I guess I'd better talk to your parents then, huh?
I don't have any parents either, ma'am. None of us do.
No names? And no parents? All of you?
Yes.
All right, now that's enough. I want all of you to go. Go on now. They obeyed right away, flowing outward in all directions. Then my eye caught a small glimpse of a little girl in white, a pale scarf arranged in her jet black hair. She had been crying. Her eyes were still wet. Sweetheart, are you all right?
I'm all right. I just wanted to look.
Look? Look at what?
At you.
I'm fine, really. It was nice to meet you, ma'am. It was nice to meet you, too, Tilly. Tilly. Could you tell me who gave you that name? Oh, I don't know. I guess I've always been called that. Tilly, do you happen to know how old you are?
9, I think.
Tilly, I'd love to have the pleasure of your company for lunch today. Would you like to come?
Oh, yes, thank you.
You must be a wonderful mother, Mrs. Ross. A mother? Well,
Mrs. Ross, what's your husband's name?
Dan. He's a wonderful man. Let me show you some pictures. See? That's my man right there. We just had that taken last month. Tilly lightly touched the edge of the frame as she looked at each face. She looked away just long enough to dab tears from her eyes with her sleeve. Tilly, where is your family? Jesus takes care of me, and all the other children who don't have any parents or names. But Jesus tells me I do have a family, and I'm going to see them someday, and we'll all be together. Pastor O'Cleary? Mr. Ross. Call me Dan. Dan. Ever since a particular day 9 years ago, I wondered if this meeting of ours would take place. I guess you know why I'm here then? It seems we have a mutual friend. Anita Mendoza belongs to my congregation, and she shared your name with me. Do you remember Anita? Hardly at all. Is she a nurse? She's a registered nurse, yes. Did she ever work for the family planning clinic down on Bedford and 9 years ago. We never talked about it. I knew she was hurting from it. You just try to bury it and hope it'll go away. For 9 years, we've never talked about it. Until the cemetery? It did something to Kathy. She couldn't talk to me. She couldn't sleep at night. She wasn't herself. I knew it had to be that gravestone. I had to track it down to be sure. So, am I right? Is this child, Dan? Tilly is your daughter, your child. Tell me. 9 years ago, Anita was there assisting. Your daughter was from a very strong stock. She was still alive after the abortion. She struggled for life for about an hour before she finally passed away in Anita's hands. Anita carried her from the clinic that day and never returned. Every spring now, on the anniversary of the child's death, Anita goes to the grave, places flowers there, and mourns for Tilly. Tilly, I'm wondering if maybe there are some things that we've both been afraid to say. Well, what I mean is, if it's all right with you, I want to talk about those things. Tilly, you have a mother somewhere, and someday you're going to see her again. Jesus told you that. Oh, yes, and I want to so much. But how do you think you'll feel? Do you think you might be angry with her? Do you think you might be bitter because she sent you here without even giving you a name? Oh, but Mrs. Ross, I love my mother. I just want to see her. And I'll rest in her lap, and I'll tell her that she can still hold me. And then we'll pray together, just like we've always wanted. And I always wondered what she would have named me. I've always wanted to have my very own name. And that came from her. From her heart. I tried not to upset her. I tried not to weep. I tried to keep my own tears back. Tilly was facing me directly. Those big brown eyes met my own. There was a soul in those eyes, a longing spirit reaching out. Mommy, will you please hold me? Tilly. Oh, Tilly. Oh, precious. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me. I forgive you, Mommy. I love you. Don't cry. Forgiven. Forgiven. A poisonous, goading spear withdrew from my soul. I could feel it go. Nothing broke this moment. No sense of time hurried me. I was free. I was free to cry. To rock this little girl in my arms until my heart was free. Oh, Tilly, I've missed you so much. Even when I tried not to think about it. Tilly, when you told me your name, Tilly, deep down in my heart, for 9 years, I've known you by that name. That is your name.
I'm so glad. And Mommy, I have to tell you something. Don't ever feel bad again. Always remember that I love you and that I don't hurt anymore. I love you, Mommy. I love you.
In my heart, the dream is real for me. It's still not. Those big brown eyes, that playful giggle, and the loving little arms of the daughter I never knew. My Tilly.